We're taking a live look right now from our Pioneer Courthouse Square Skycam. Rain and gloomy skies across Portland today. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. The rain is why today is a KGW weather impact alert day. So with that in mind, let's get right to Chris McGinnis in the Weather Center with a look at the forecast.
And you know, guys, it's really nice when things work out exactly as planned, right? And the plan was rain to impact the region between about 9 and 1. About 0.2 to 0.4 of an inch of rain, and that is holding up. In fact, as you're watching us right now, the back edge of the steady rain is quickly pushing through Portland. So that's where this green line, or basically the green on the map here, back here towards Hillsborough, the rain is shut off, at least for now. Off to the east, though, it's raining pretty heavily as you get out towards Sandy and up over the mountain. We'll put this into motion over the last 3 hours. Our front, as expected, steadily pressing through the region this morning. And now as we go into the noon hour, behind this band of steady rain, there will be a pretty long break, and then we may yet squeeze out a stray shower or two. But once we're done with the steady rain, that's it for the steady rain for today. Here's a live look at our Rose City sky camera. You can already see the sky starting to brighten up a little bit. And you might say, why do we issue these weather impact alert days for rain in the fall? Well, they have an impact when it rains that hard on the roads. You can see the traffic on I-5 running a little slow, so just be aware of that as you make your way out this noon hour. 52 at PDX, more breaks in the clouds seen out towards Aloha. And as we switch gears and show you the rainfall for today so far, we've picked up about 1/3 of an inch of rain at PDX. As expected, Astoria, the big winner so far with about 0.7, and the plan for the rest of the day, rain diminishing between now and about 1 o'clock. We may squeeze out a spotty sprinkle the rest of this afternoon, but the trend should be for clearing conditions and temperatures eventually climbing into the 60s. Fog overnight tonight, guys, and then a really nice weekend forecast. I'll walk you through that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Chris. Right now, we want to get to our top news story this afternoon. 2 shootings in the city within hours of each other that left 3 people dead. We have team coverage for this, including Blair Best, who's in North Portland, where police found 2 people dead at a cannabis shop in the St. John's neighborhood.
But first, let's get to Thomas Schultz, who is in Southeast Portland, where police say a man with a pellet air rifle and a knife was shot and killed by an officer. Thomas, what is next for this investigation?
Yeah, well, guys, right now, homicide detectives are now undergoing their investigation. And right behind us, you can see the apartment door, that's B4, which is open. That's the apartment of the man who was shot. And police are reviewing body camera footage to ensure Bureau protocol was followed. Early Friday morning, police lights flashed along Southeast 52nd and Flavel as officers responded to a call around 12:30 of a man yelling threats on the second floor of this apartment complex.
They could see a rifle in the man's hands.
A situation Portland Police Chief Bob Day says is challenging to respond to.
These are complex times and they're complex events that require a great deal of collaboration, cooperation, understanding, patience.
Police say they tried to de-escalate the situation for 30 minutes, but just before 1:30, an officer fired his rifle. The man fell to the ground and died soon after, leaving neighbors frightened.
Yeah, it's scary. I think I've got 2 young kids.
David Skolton has a 7 and 10-year-old and says gun violence is a concern.
Always worried about gun violence and, how that affects our communities, and definitely feel it personally today.
Police located weapons they say the man was armed with, a .22 caliber pellet air rifle and a knife. A police spokesperson says it's not clear yet when or if officers realized the man's gun was an air rifle before opening fire. That's something they'll be reviewing.
We continue to really have a high expectation of oversight and transparency.
Transparency, which is important not only to Chief Day, but Portlanders like David.
And the other thing that I worry about is, the de-escalation strategies that our police officers use, and really wanted to make sure that those are humane.
And we will be communicating as much as possible, as soon as possible.
And police say the officer who fired their gun has been placed on paid administrative leave. That's standard protocol in these incidents. Now, Police Chief Bob Day says that Mayor Ted Wheeler's office was also alerted early this morning of this incident. As for the man who was shot and killed, we don't know yet his name or his age. Guys.
All right, Thomas Schultz live for us this afternoon in Southeast Portland. Now to North Portland, where Blair Best continues our team coverage. She's live in the St. John's neighborhood, where police say a deadly shooting took place just after 9:30 last night at a cannabis store. Blair, what else do we know this afternoon?
That's right, Juice. The shooting happened just after 9:30 last night, as you mentioned, at this cannabis store. It's called La Moda. It's here in North Portland off St. Louis Avenue. And when police got here, they found 2 people had been shot and killed. But we want to show you these photos we just got showing the damage from inside the store. As you can see, there's tons of shattered glass, including the back pickup window. Now, next to that window was a sign saying, due to a string of robberies, they closed the front door at 9 p.m. And this shooting happened about 30 minutes later. We talked with neighbors this morning who said they heard about 10 gunshots. Police say the person involved in the shooting remained on scene throughout the night. Police are still investigating. Now, inside the store now is a cleanup crew. La Moda staff have been on scene this morning. They wouldn't talk with us on camera, only saying this was a difficult situation for them. We'll have more tonight at 4 on KGW News. Back to you.
Our Blair Best reporting live for us this afternoon. Thank you, Blair. A Gresham firefighter who was severely burned on the job back in May is sharing his story. Spencer Tejadas suffered burns to more than 45% of his body when he ran into a burning duplex in search of what he thought was a teenager trapped inside. He recovered in the Oregon Burn Center for months before moving to a rehab facility last month. Now he's home with his family and not letting his new limitations slow him down.
All 4 fingers on my left hand had to be amputated, as well as some of my thumb, and then pinky over here, and then my pointer finger. So, I don't know, 1, 2.5, 3, 4.5 fingers left, so.
An investigation found the house fire was accidental and was sparked by an unattended candle.
Police in Tigard are asking for help tracking down a serial burglar they say targeted the same school building multiple times. Surveillance video from a Tigard Tualatin school building captured what they believe is the same man breaking into this building on 5 different occasions. According to the police, the break-ins have been going on for a year now, with the latest one happening just last month. They say the suspect targets things that are meant to help students, everything from clothes and shoes to laptops.
For somebody to break in and steal office equipment, that's hurtful enough, but to target those items that are specifically set aside for students who really need them, that makes it, I think, even worse.
The district added additional security, including more motion detectors and other deterrents, to try and keep this from happening again. If you recognize the suspect in the story, you're asked to call or email Tigard Police.
We're keeping an eye on the Boeing machinist strike that's been going on now for 3 weeks. 33,000 striking workers have officially missed their first paycheck. Now, despite that, union members say that they're still going strong and that they've been preparing for this for a decade. Union members are receiving $250 per week of strike pay, but wouldn't specify how long that will last. Some workers even taking temporary part-time jobs. The union rejected Boeing's latest offer, which the company described as its best and final, offering a 30% pay raise over 4 years. The two sides haven't met since last Friday. The Portland City Auditor's Office has given City Commissioner Renee Gonzalez a warning after investigation into what he says is a campaign finance violation in his run for mayor. So the complaint that was filed last month alleged that Gonzalez failed to include a paid for by disclaimer on a campaign sign, something that's required on signs larger than 6 square feet. And after getting new information, the Auditor's Office says it's also taking a second look at whether Gonzalez violated city campaign finance rules by using public funds to edit his Wikipedia page.
Quick reminder this afternoon that KGW is partnering with the Oregonian to host a debate later this month featuring Commissioner Gonzalez and other top candidates running for Portland mayor. So you can be a part of the debate by sending us a question for the candidates. You can record a short video and email it to us. That email address is debate@kgw.com. You can also scan that QR code up there on your screen for more details. We'll air this debate live right here on KGW on Tuesday night, October 15th, starting at 6:30.